What is tilt? The term has early roots in pinball and was popularized in poker.
These kids are coming here, taking me on.
Tony, calm down, please.
Before being adopted by esports players worldwide. In short, tilt is a state of mind where one makes poor decisions because of anger, shame, or other negative emotions. So, if you're on tilt, you're off your game. Which is why Blitz teamed up with psychologist Sam Greenblatt to go through the 3 stages of recognizing and preventing tilt: prompting, vulnerability, and mindfulness. Prompting. Usually, tilt starts with a prompting event, a moment that can trigger negative emotions. It can be as obvious as an abusive teammate, or more subtle, like being alone in team chat. Prompting can also take the form of being pressured to play a role you don't like, a teammate saying there's not enough healing,
I need healing,
someone locking in an attack Torbjorn, maybe even a little spawn room chaos. Here's the thing, we encounter prompting events every time we queue up, but how they affect us depends on our vulnerability. There are a number of non-game factors that can make you more vulnerable to prompting events. Some of the most common causes can be the time of day, hunger, recent events in your own life, a losing streak, fatigue, and even physical discomfort. Most of the time, falling into a pit is fine and hunger doesn't make you rage, but it's the right combination of prompting and vulnerability that causes tilt, which can last anywhere from one verbal lash out to a negative mindset for an entire night of gaming. But we can make all of this less likely using mindfulness. Mindfulness of our vulnerabilities, reactions to prompting events, and how to de-escalate tilt that we do fall into. Being mindful means having full non-judgmental awareness of what's going on both in-game with your and your team's actions, and out of game in your body and mind. Being mindful of vulnerabilities means first taking note of small factors that make you more likely to tilt. Some players experience a shorter temper late at night. Maybe you make bad decisions when you skip dinner. If you can name these factors ahead of time, you can be proactive about setting a cutoff time at night or planning snack breaks for those long grinds. We can also be mindful about prompting. You can't predict when these events will happen, but you can prepare for how you process them. Next time you get frustrated, be aware of yourself. What are the physical sensations that you experience? Maybe tightening shoulders, a change in posture, increased heart rate, palm sweaty, mom spaghetti? Also, notice how you think about the situation. Say you're in-game and you have a Genji on your team who's not doing well. This Genji sucks and is throwing the game, is a judgmental response. This Genji keeps diving solo and isn't landing effective damage, is an objective response that can address the situation without digging into negative thoughts. Ultimately, training ourselves to recognize negative physical and mental reactions can make it easier to notice the starting signs of tilt and give ourselves more space to choose a healthier response. If you do find yourself escalating into tilt, simple deep breathing and meditation exercises can help you calm down. Deep breathing forces you to regulate your breathing and heart rate, and once those slow down, so does your brain. Try counting long and deliberate inhales and exhales until you feel yourself calm down. There are even a couple of websites and apps that offer calm breathing timers. When we get anxious, we bury ourselves in our own heads. Focusing on your other senses forces you to redirect your thinking outwards and helps bring you back to the present. One at a time, take note of a few things you hear, a few things you smell, feel, and taste. This will help you return to a non-judgmental mindset. Be patient in letting yourself reset. It took some time for you to fully tilt, so you can't always expect an instant reset. Don't just sit there, count to 10, and re-queue instantly thinking you're untilted. It takes a bit of time. Sometimes there is no magic trick, and the only way to really untilt is to log out and walk away for a bit. Don't think of it as giving up. Consider it an investment into your future sessions. It's better to log off now and play with a fresh mind later, rather than lose a bunch of extra points right now on a tilt spree. So that's tilt in a nutshell. It's much more of a slow build than an instant snap, and practicing mindfulness can help you curb tilt before it even begins. And remember, it's human to get upset, so don't beat yourself up about it.
For more Overwatch interviews and analysis, subscribe to our channel. You can also find stats, discussions, and more on our website and mobile app at blitzesports.com.